If you live in a Southeast Asian country and happen to be looking for a lightweight dual sport for whatever reason, may it be for commuting, riding off-road, or a weekend adventure, there is a high possibility that the best bike available in your country that suits your needs is a Honda. More specifically, the Honda CRF300L or its older version, the 250L. Why is it Honda all the time, and why am I talking about Honda dual sports lately? Well, the answer to those questions is simple: availability. And the CRF300L is available not just in this part of the world, but everywhere, and commands a huge aftermarket following that makes it the best choice for a no-brainer lightweight dual sport that can do basically anything. Now, there is a bike that I and a lot of people truly believe that will give the Honda CRF300L a run for its money. No, actually, it would take the money and leave the CRF in the dust. And the bike that will do so, and in fact has been a giant thorn on Honda's side for the past 20 plus years in this dual sport segment, is none other than the Suzuki DRZ400. First of all, I would like to apologize if the DRZ that we have here is not a pretty sight. Revolt Cycles took this in for a much needed service and is not roadworthy as of the moment. Take note, this is a gray import model and the DRZ is considered as a lucky find over here. And if you want to know my personal experience and opinion about the DRZ, check out this video after this one. Anyway, what makes the DRZ 400 still better than the CRF 300L stock versus stock despite it being considered a dinosaur of an enduro? First things first, weight and its distribution. The DRZ weighs 141 kilograms with fluids and carries its weight low in the chassis, which makes it for some easy and neutral handling. The CRF, on the other hand, is at 142 kilograms and tends to be a bit top-heavy. Next is suspension. DRZ has a standard right-side-up but beefy 49mm front fork with 11.4 inches of travel, fully adjustable with spring preload, damping, and compression. Rear shock has 11.6 inches of travel and is also fully adjustable with spring preload with damping and compression. As compared to the CRF's 43mm non-adjustable inverted forks with 10.2 inches of travel and the preload-only rear shock with 10.2 inches of travel. Alright, let's go to the engine performance, and this is the part where the Honda fanboys will cry and say, "Isn't fair, you're comparing a 300 to a 400. Yep, it's kinda unfair if you look at it in that way, but you have to consider a couple of things before you start typing hateful things in the comment section. The CRF300 is powered by a very modern fuel-injected 286cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine with a 6-speed manual transmission, which is basically the same engine in the CBR300R. This engine produces 27 horsepower and 26 Nm of torque at the crank. Now, the DRZ, on the other hand, is powered by a 20-year-old carburetor-fed liquid-cooled 398cc single-cylinder engine with a 5-speed manual transmission, producing 39 horsepower and 39 Nm of torque at the crank. Now, this is the part that gets me confused all the time. With all the modern tech in metallurgy and advanced electronics, why can't Honda produce a 300cc engine that could beat the DRZs? If you think about it, a fairly modern fuel-injected 300cc engine should be able to produce way more power, or at least similar than that ancient 400cc slug in the DRZ, and still be reliable as a stone, right? Okay, as for pricing, at a numerical standpoint, the CRF wins because it's priced lower than the DRZ. But if you think about what the DRZ offers in terms of specs and performance, that price difference means nothing. And for the CRF300L to perform similar to a stock DRZ, you have to spend way more than the price difference. Technically, the DRZ is a way better motorcycle than the CRF300L despite it being so old. It may be old, but not obsolete. And the fact that this bike is 20 plus years old, there is a huge following for this bike. And just check out the forums, there are hints, tips over there, and aftermarket parts that are like endless. And there are also free mods for the DRZ to make it even way better at no cost at all. Now here's the thing though, the DRZ may be superior, but it's still no match for the CRF. Why? Again, Availability. The CRF is available everywhere while the DRZ is sold only in select countries, which is a big bummer. As I mentioned in my other video, as a salesman working for a Suzuki car dealership, I see this as a lost opportunity for the DRZ to get a huge chunk of Honda's dual sport pie on this part of the world. Well, who knows? Some Suzuki big boss might be watching this video, and I hope this convinces them to get all those unsold DRZs in Europe or in America and send them over here where emissions regulations are not as strict. Anyway, that's it for this video. Those are just my thoughts and opinions. Hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.